This is episode 9 of our 10-part series, our New Year's Eve countdown. I guess we're doing a bonus on Sunday, so it's really 10. So we'll be going from today. But anyway, I've been interviewing amazing entrepreneurs, all types of business owners, from salon owners to talent agency owners to trucking company owners, sunglass company owners, vape pen owners, real estate investment. We covered that. Who else did I cover? Oh, authors, producers. And tonight I have the special privilege of interviewing a savage entrepreneur, businesswoman, mogul on her way, and someone very special to me, of course. We're going to introduce her in a second. But right now, Facebook, you know our agreement. I give great content. You guys like and share. We know I'm a few hundred away from my 100K Facebook fans. We got to make that happen by 2018. That's our collective goal. So I've been giving you guys content, business plans. I've been giving everyone mini business plans all week. Business plans on how you start other businesses and how you can fund those businesses, right? So tonight, I'm going to be bringing on a young queen, little fly woman from the Valley in Cali, who is a full-time actress, full-time poet, full-time business owner, runs a concierge service, a manager, a connector of all people and all things, the Olivia Pope of Atlanta. I want to bring you my fiance, my wife-to-be. She's actually going to be here in the garage with us, not on the wall live streaming like we've been doing all week, but we're having our garage mastermind, our garage talk, and I'm going to bring on my baby, Ernestine J. Hey. What's up?
Hello, Mr. Morrison.
All right, so you're one of the first guests to grace my garage talk series in person. And I want to let you know, although you're here in person and although you share this household, it's still my show.
Okay.
All right. So I need you to stay within the confines of my structure.
I like confines.
Listen, you like confines. You're confounded. So anyway, so Facebook, make sure you guys like and share this. We'll get into an interview with a savage entrepreneur. So first off, we were going to title this "How to Be a Successful Actor, Poet, Entrepreneur." You said how to be savage with it.
How to be a savage.
So explain to my audience, and we're sharing with your audience tonight. Hey guys.
Hey, my audience.
Right, who doesn't really care for me too much, but
no
cool.
one said that.
All right, fine. So share for our audiences tonight, what's that mean, to be a savage? What's being a savage?
So to be a savage is to just not take no for an answer, to not be boxed, to not be confined, to not listen to the naysayers, the haters. Just to walk your own path, walk to the beat of your drum, know what you know, and walk in that. And walk in that power, and walk in that presence, and walk in it confidently and boldly. Savage. You've got to be a savage. You have to be selfish sometimes with your goals and your beliefs and your thoughts, because there's going to be a lot of
selfish?
This. You have to be selfish.
We were brought up that being selfish was bad.
No. That's where you're wrong. There are bad ways to be selfish, but there's a very good way to be selfish. And when you really, really set a goal and you're really trying to get there, you have to be selfish. Okay. You have to be selfish with your time. You have to be selfish with what you entertain, what you read, conversations you entertain, places you go. You have to be selfish because it has to be about you and your goals and where you're trying to go.
Okay. So
and that's the savagery right there.
That's the savagery. Okay. So 2018, you said you are stepping up, letting out, and accelerating the savage.
I'm accelerating it all the way. I'm not letting up on nobody's necks this year.
Okay. All right. Got you. So why is that?
I feel like I paid my dues. And let me explain this. I believe in every field that you're in, you have to pay your dues, whether you're an actor, a real estate developer, a cameraman. Most actors, we start off as extras. That's paying your dues. You have to pay your dues. But once you pay your dues, once you've done the work, once you've done your due diligence, it's time to just not let up. It's time to go full throttle. Okay. It's time to press all the way on the gas once you've done your due diligence and paid the dues. And I've paid all of the dues.
All right. So let's take it steps backwards. Most people in my audience know you as Young Betty, Jay Morrison's woman, I wouldn't say most people know that, but it's fine. Well, since it's my show, again, most people in my audience know you as that. But let's allow you to reintroduce yourself. I want to talk about the Ernestine Johnson story as it relates to you being an entrepreneur? When did you get introduced to entrepreneurship, knowing that you want to get into business? Like, what was that like for you, entering the field of poetry, acting, and then into other businesses?
Well, I'm an artist at heart and by trade, and I think every artist is an entrepreneur, right? Because when you're an artist, whether you're a guitar player, a poet, a singer, an actor, your job and your income flow is not promised. So you are an entrepreneur, you are a boss, and you are in control of your career. I knew at the age of 10 years old, for those of you who don't know, I am a full-time actress, a full-time poet, and I also run a business. At the age of 10 years old in '98, I watched a movie called Mama
You
Floors.
were 10 in '98?
10 in '98. Young thing, got you a young thing. Yeah, I know.
Dang, you know what I was doing in '98? Go ahead, my bad.
So in 1998, I was watching this movie called Mama Floors Family. If you guys haven't seen it, go watch it with Cicely Tyson. And she just made me feel something like
Mama Floors Family?
Mama Floors Family with
Okay.
Queen Cicely Tyson. And I'm watching the movie and it's like I'm feeling these emotions like, oh my God, I'm really just engaged into this movie. And I said, wow, I didn't know that you can do that. I didn't know you can make people feel things. So I told my mom, shout out to my mom because I know she's watching. I said,
AJ, Mom.
I said, I want to do that. I said, I want to act. I want to make people feel. And she got me my first Hollywood agent at the age of 10 years old. I was with Academy Kids Show Business in Hollywood. And my very first set was a very, very popular show that you may all know called Seventh Heaven. And that was my very first big Hollywood set. And I went on to do Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Then I went on to do Parenthood and all these fun 90s shows that we all know and love. And at that very moment, at 10 years old, I said, this is what I want to do the rest of my life is I want to act. I want to perform. I'm an artist.
All right, cool. So we got you being the actor and where that was birthed from.
Yes.
So on top of being an actor, wait, I want to bounce from there yet. So as an actor, current day, let's talk about some of the current projects you're working on and have worked on. Let's talk about that real quick.
So this year alone, this year, I'll give you guys a rundown of my resume, but this year I was fortunate enough to do 2 Fox shows, Shots Fired with Sanaa Lathan and 24 Legacy on Fox. And I also did Digital Lives Matter, where I was the lead lady opposite DC Young Fly and Emmanuel Hudson. That showed on BET and is now shown on the UMC app. I also was in a movie called Downsize on TV1 with Nicole Ari Parker and Boris Kojo. I still have a Home Depot commercial running. If you guys have seen it, that's me with the short hair looking in the dryer or the washer, whatever it was. I've done Think Like a Man 2 with Kevin Hart. I've done... What else? I've done so much. I've done a lot.
Right, so,
Where's the Love with Terry Vaughn and David Banner. I'm also a producer, producing my own content, producing my own short this January actually, and co-producer in a new sitcom called Besties with my girlfriends.
All right, so we're going to come back and bounce around because your career is so extensive, and you as an entrepreneur, as we talked about, all the entrepreneurs, most of them had multiple businesses or multiple angles, multiple hustles, right? Every single person I talked to had a few different things going on, right? So for you, okay, you have the actor thing, you've been across some A-listers, you've done the 90s kid movies all the way to Think Like a Man, to producing movies, lead lady in movies, right? All that, great. Yep. But now in your title, we also have that you are a full-time poet.
Yes.
So in all this acting, which is hard enough, most people are happy just to be on TV in the background or something. Like, yo, you see me on the news? I'm in the back. Yo, I was on Channel 11 last night. But you've been on TV multiple times, been in front of the camera, have had a successful career and growing. Yes. Only 30 years old, still a pretty young thing.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah. And so how do you how the poetry start? Let's talk about how you squeeze time in to even be a poet, but how the poetry book start?
So in the very same year, 98 was a special year. The very same year I was in 5th grade and I had a homework assignment. Shout out to Mrs. Clark, Heather Clark. She said, all right, whoever writes the best haiku gets this pencil box. And within this pencil box is like stickers and fun erasers and colored pencils and Lisa Frank stuff. And everyone loved Lisa Frank. So I had to have that box. So whoever wrote the best haiku won this box. And I said, I have to get that box. I'm going to go home and I'm going to research a haiku and I'm going to come back and I'm going to have the best haiku. And of course I did. And my teacher, Mrs. Clark, said, you're very creative and you have a big gift for creative writing. And once I further educated myself on creative writing. I just fell in love with the creative writing process, and I always wrote poetry. I never looked at it as a job. It was always just a thing that you do for free, like something I would do for free, and that's how you know you love it, when you would do it for free. So I went on to college. UNLV, was in the Black Student Union. I would perform at the Black Student Union and, like, you know, coffee shops and open mic nights here and there. Fast forward some years, I became really good friends with David Banner, and David Banner did the Arsenio Hall show. He did a poem in the Arsenio Hall show, and they asked him, "Hey, do you know any other poets? We really want to have some poetry on the show and some, you know, some real substance on this new Arsenio Hall show, this second go round." And he said, "Yeah, I know this dope girl I just met in Atlanta at open mic night, Terry Javon's open mic night. Shout out to Terry for being the connector."
There. All right, cool. Shout out to Terry. But all right, so we're approaching the Arsenio Hall show, and I want you to talk about that. But let's talk about pre-Arsenio Hall show, those days at UNLV or in Vegas. What were you doing to cultivate your career as a poet during that time?
Always writing. I was always writing. And again, I didn't look at it as a career.
Okay.
So this is something that kind of just God said, this is your gift. And once I identified my gift, that's why I mentioned the Arsenio Hall show, because that's when I identified, oh snap, you can make money for your gift. Whoa, this is crazy. I thought it was just something I just did. It's something that I would do for free anyway, because this is what I love to do. So success to me is if you can find something you love to do and get paid for it. Oh my God. Like, whoa, that's crazy. Light bulb just went off. So that whole time at UNLV and as a, emerging writer, I would just always write. Writers write, actors act, directors direct. I was always writing little notes, sticky pads on my mirror, just anything, little notes to myself, notes to my friends. I always wrote. Okay,
cool. So, boom, Dave Banner called you, Terry Javon hooked something up. You're at the Arsenio Hall show, and what happens?
I'm at the Arsenio Hall show. I'm freaking losing my mind.
What year is this?
This is 2014.
Okay.
Backstage at the Arsenio Hall show 2014, I'm just like, whoa, I'm here. Arsenio Hall, this is legendary. Like, whoa, this is the man, Arsenio Hall. Like, I'm the only female poet to ever do this. This is history. I'm so excited. Boom, the producer comes backstage and says, "Hey, we can't have you on the show today. Our first guest spoke too long, so now we don't have time for you." And I'm like, oh my God, I told all my friends to watch it tonight. Everyone on Facebook is watching it. Oh my God, I'm a big loser. I'm a failure at life. I was just ready to give up. And they said, "Well, we'll have you back in about 2 weeks." And I was like, okay, thanks. Thanks for having me. And he said, the producer said, "Well, at least come out and do the poem for Arsenio Hall and do it for the audience, because Arsenio still wants, to, meet you and hear the poem." So I was like, okay, fine, I'll come out and do it for Arsenio, even though I'm not going to be on TV anymore. And I was just so shot down. And I did the poem. Arsenio freaking loved it. He was so excited about it. And he said, no, his exact words were, "No, I have to have this live on my show." And he said, "I'm going to fight for this to get on my show." So I said, okay. And I was optimistic, and I did think that he would call back. So I left the studio, and literally 5 minutes later, they called me back and said, "Can you make a U-turn? We're going to tape you tonight, and we'll air it tomorrow." And I made that U-turn. I came back, did my poem, and boom, I was on the Arsenio Hall show.
So which poem did you do?
I did my original piece called "The Average Black Girl."
The Average Black Girl. Awesome. Guys, make sure you go to the Ernestine Johnson YouTube channel, search Average Black Girl, and check that out if you have not already.
Yeah.
It'll also be in your book coming up soon, right?
Yes, Virally Speaking. So from the Arsenio Hall show, well, I mean, there's a whole, I don't know how much time we have, but there's a whole story within a story.
Well, we know you can talk.
But I do have to say this, because I am, if you know me, I'm very grounded and rooted in the Spirit of God. And I don't do anything without acknowledging that. And your gift and what you do is so spiritual. When I did the Arsenio Hall show and put it on my YouTube page, I knew I was going viral. I'm going viral. I'm out of here. I'm about to be the best poet.
Popping.
No poets messing me. I'm popping. I'm going to be flying here and there. I'm going to be on top of the world. Got my sunglasses ready. Got my passport ready. And I put it on my YouTube page. And it sat at 11,000 views for an entire year. 365 days, and I have to say this because 365 days it sat at 11,000 views, no phone calls, no nothing. My friends and family saw it on Instagram and YouTube, whatever. That was great. And I was just like, well, God, why am I not famous yet? Why am I not viral yet? Me. Why me? And literally 365 days later went viral. 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 5 million, almost 30 million, then 35 million, to now to this day it sits at 40 million views. And I say that to say, God has to prepare you first for the gift that is coming. He has to make sure you are ready. I wouldn't have been ready for it to go viral when I wanted it to go viral because I still thought it was about me. And like I said, to me, entrepreneurship is rooted in the spirit. And it wasn't about me. God had to show you, this is not about you. This is about the impact and the influence you're going to have on little girls who used to think like you. So God had to prepare me and get me ready for what was to come. God doesn't work on our time. He works on his time. And I had to say that because that's what it's all about. It's about finding your gift and allowing God to work on you and use you as a vessel.
Right. So somewhere on our board, I wrote down a few times this week, seed, right? Planting seeds, cultivating those seeds, which is time, right? So seeds, time, and then harvest, reaping your harvest. And that's what it boils down to for all creatives, all entrepreneurs, all bosses. All of us are planting seeds, and those seeds need to be cultivated over time. It may be a year, it may be 3 years, or 10 years for your business pops. But then you have a season of harvest and reaping, and that's what happened for you.
Yep, absolutely.
You started to reap the harvest. So that poem went viral, and then what happened in regards to your career?
The poem went viral, and then all of a sudden my phone was just ringing nonstop, emails, text messages. I mean, everybody wanted me here. I'm speaking here. I'm at NYU. I'm at Arizona State. I'm at University of Omaha. I'm everywhere. All these major schools are flying me out. They're paying me, and I'm like, whoa. I'm looking at the checks like, oh, I can get paid for this? I can get paid to do this, what I was doing for free for anyway? That's when I was like, oh, this is a business. So now I have to put my business cap on, have to think like a businesswoman. How can I capitalize on this? And had I had a coach back then or someone who, like you, who was really helping me maneuver and go through this, I probably would have capitalized a lot more than I did.
Yeah, we would have squeezed the
But
orange.
because I was just thrown out there to the wolves and thought I could do it on my own because I didn't know any better, I didn't capitalize the way I really should have, but I'm still blessed because it opened up so many doors. It opened the floodgates.
All right, cool. So we talked about, actress, poet, which also led to speaker.
Yes.
And is leading to author.
Yes.
So let's talk about the book a little bit.
Yes. My book, Virally Speaking, it is my top 7 viral poems. Every time I travel, everyone wants my poetry written in a book. And I have 7 poems that have all went viral on the internet. So I decided to do a collection of my viral works. It's called Virally Speaking. It'll be dropping this January. So I'm going to look out for that.
So before this January 2018, there's nowhere anyone could buy or purchase or support an Ernestine Johnson poem. Written.
No, not for purchase, no.
Okay, gotcha. So again, entrepreneurs, because this is our entrepreneur series. The point of this series is, yes, me interviewing my woman, my fiance, and you guys getting to know her and being inspired by her story, like you were inspired by the other several entrepreneurs we interviewed this week. But we want to take points out of that inspiration and motivation and give you guys real action steps and some coaching, right? Some free Facebook and Instagram coaching. So, and EJ and I go through it all the time, just looking at what I say, squeezing the orange or leveraging the opportunity. You want to maximize every opportunity, maximize your brand, maximize going viral. So that was one of the big things we talked about, is that she has millions, nearly 100 million views online of her poems, but no physical book for anybody who wanted to support, wanted to purchase, or maybe they want to purchase, but now they got it, they buy it, right? So we want to take advantage of those opportunities. So if you have a business, if you have a brand, if you have influence, look at different ways you can do what we call monetize your brand, right? Because at the end of the day, and I know in our community, people are made to feel bad about making money. That's the weird part. It's like, if you go be an employee, people are like, yeah. If you start selling something, like, why you always want to sell everything? Well, why does your time cost money?
Why is it not free?
Why your poem's not free? See, that's the problem within our community. Why we're dead last and the poorest, and why everyone else has been ahead of us for 450 years on year. Not the only problem, but it's one of the problems. That we don't support, we don't encourage entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is the exchange for products and services for fair compensation. So if Ernestine wanted to charge for you to speak at her school, or to buy her book, or to consult with you, you should be happy about her being someone that's self-determined and self-contained and willing to offer fair services for fair compensation. That's entrepreneurship. The other definition is someone who organizes and operates a business or businesses and takes greater than a normal financial risk to do so. So for you, what were you doing to support yourself as you're now going on Arsenio Hall and doing all these things? What was I had
a job.
Okay.
I had a job as a lot of emerging artists do. I worked for a company called Neiman Marcus, which I'm sure we all know and love. I was a sales associate in the men's department, but I was very strategic about being a sales associate in the men's department. I had a very clear plan, mapped out, drawn out, written down. I actually transferred from the Las Vegas store where I worked for the women's department, came to Atlanta, transferred to the men's department because I know me. I said, I can get with the men. It'll be real easy for me to work with men in fashion. I know fashion well. I know men very well. So let me get in the men's department. I'm going to stack up my money, build my relationships, build my clientele. I'll be here for a year and a half, and then I will quit and I will start my own business because I already made the clientele. I already have the relationships and the resources that I squeezed from the company that I was working for. So it was all a plan. It was very strategic.
Gotcha. And so how old were you by Arsenio Hall time? 2004?
2014. That was
2014.
26, 27.
Okay, 26, 27 years old. So here we go. If you guys know, I interview. I love interviewing. It's cool, fun to do, but I teach. That's what I do. I teach. I make it plain. I make it simple. I want you to walk away with something. So let's look at this. Ernestine, as even a child actor, had accomplished what many haven't done and landed some real jobs, some real gigs, right?
Paid gigs on TV.
Yeah, some paid gigs on TV. Seventh heaven, right? So great. Poetry. As a poet, an artist, check. You were doing open mics, you were doing poetry, you're writing poems, but then you made it big to viral status, national TV status again,
yes.
Arsenio Hall, Penn State, Oklahoma State, big colleges, yep. Arizona State, boom, poet. And we're going to say poet also that led to your speaking career, right? Yep. These are all business models, revenue streams that EJ, Ernestine Johnson, young Betty, my woman, was able to start creating by 24, 25, 26 years old. But at the same time, at that time, she was still surviving. Mind you, this is the grind. Some of y'all think because you on TV, you got to be rich. Oh, because you went viral, you got to be rich. You got plenty of people with big followings and 1 million followers on Instagram, but they still riding around trying to figure it out.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you don't mistake influence, don't mistake popularity, don't mistake celebrity or viral for money. That's two different things, right? So at that time you had a job, but you understood that. So yeah, I don't want to speak for you because I actually want to know, what was your motivation for getting out of the job and starting your own business?
Glad you asked. Time. I knew, and this is the thing I talk about, that selfishness again. I knew in order for me to get to where I wanted to be in this field, acting, and this field, poetry, I needed more time. And I couldn't fully dive into these two fields spending 9 hours here, 9 hours a day, 5 days a week, spending it here. I knew this couldn't happen. So I had to figure out where I can cut this time out and still supplement my income to be able to support these two things right here, because this is expensive. Headshots, acting classes, hopping on flights. This is an expensive thing to do. So I said, what can I do to have my time so I can be selfish with my time and make it all about this and this? And that's when I said, I need to be an entrepreneur. I need to still be able to work, but work on my time so I'm not clocking in for someone else's time, so I can pour into and sow into this right here for me. Because you have to be selfish when you want to get where you want to get. And I can't give my time to this person here, splitting my check and my commission with this person here. I got to be selfish. You need all for me so I can support this here.
Pour into you. Gotcha. Hold on a second. London J, come here. All right. So we're gonna interview a 9-year-old real quick. See if she has any supporting information for us. But what I love about this is that many of you have 9-to-5 jobs and you're struggling with. Come here real quick. How do I work my way out of my 9-to-5 job? I have dreams. I have big, bodacious dreams. I only need you for a couple minutes, honey. All right, I'm going to put you on a spot, and it's okay, but I know you're going to do well. Come here. All right, put you on a spot, and I'm going to let you go. Okay, say hi to everybody. All right, cool. So tell me, how would you describe a business owner? Like, what's the benefit of being a business owner? Well, and speak to the audience. I'm going to speak loud, right? You're on national TV right now. So speak loud. Why would someone want to be a business owner versus an employee?
They would want to be a business owner because they don't have to work and they still get paid. But if you're an employee, when you're not working, you don't get paid.
So a business owner is someone that even when they're not working, they get paid? Mm-hmm. How was that?
Because they own the business and they have people working for them.
Oh, okay. Mwah! Thank you. Train up a child. So that's the point. If you are a business owner, you're someone that if you're working at Neiman Marcus, if you're not there at the job, you're not getting paid.
Getting paid.
But if you have your own business and you start to get people to work for you, you systemize your business, you can get paid at your leisure, on your own time, and through other people working for you.
And not only was I not getting paid if I didn't show up, but I also am giving them some of my money and my commissions when I do show up.
You're breaking bread with the boss.
I'm breaking bread with the boss.
Right. So again, action steps. It's okay to have big, bodacious goals. National TV, viral poems, public speaking, major engagements. And it's okay that you work while you do it. Real estate development, owning your own apartment building, owning your own trucking company, your own fashion label. Oh, by the way, this is a limited edition, one of one J. Morrison collection by Black Money Matters. It'll be available January 1st, 2018 for purchase. So, all these things you can do while working, but you got to have a plan. That's what I love. You had a plan, a strategic plan, that this ain't it forever. I'm going to figure out how to work my way out of it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So we got the business owner check. So let's talk about the beginning stages of your business, which I know through our conversations was first a hustle. And then let's talk about your business, which started out as a hustle. Let's talk about that hustle phase. What was that like?
Yeah, so for those of you who aren't clear, there's a very big difference between being a hustler and being a business owner, being a legitimate entrepreneur. And at first I was a hustler, thought I was running a business. I got a business now. I'm a boss. And I didn't know until I was informed by Kevin Hart. Thank you so much to my good friend Kevin Hart, who you all know and love, who said, this is not a business. I'm going to support you, but here I'm going to give you some tips. So in the beginning of my business, I was a hustler. So what I did was I said, okay, I built all these amazing relationships through my job. Why can't I do the same thing I'm doing for my job, for my clients that I already know and love and who love me, without the middleman? So I'm going to start my own personal shopping / concierge company because all my clients love me, they trust me, and I have the capability and the talent to do this on my own without the middleman.
All right, so let's stop right there. So tell our audience who don't know you as intimately, who are some of your clients, right? I know you work with some pretty established and influential clients, big names, etc. But who are some of the clients you were working with that trusted you and wanted to do business with you? Yeah,
over the years, I've worked with people, like everyone from Julio Jones to Roddy White to Von Miller to Demaryius Thomas to Floyd Mayweather to Kevin Hart, David Banner, T.I. I mean, I've worked with
pretty much everybody.
Waka Flocka. I've worked with a lot of people.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So this is someone that was a actor, poet, speaker, had a job, went to business owner, working with some of the top A-list celebrities,
influencers and celebrities
in the world
through my job, through being great at my job where I was working and offering friendly service and really good business service. And I built relationships and rapport with all these clients. And then you saw it as an opportunity for you to hustle for yourself. Yeah. And so you said Kevin Hart pulled your card a little bit and said, hey. Yeah, so I said, okay, EJ, what do you really want to do? Like, you want to act full time. What does that take? That takes full-time effort and full-time commitment. You can't give full-time commitment when you're giving 9 hours away. So I said, okay, I'm going to take these clients who know me and trust me. I'm going to have a concierge personal shopping company where I can still do the same thing I'm doing for them now. And I can make money. It's my way. I called it my waiting tables because there's a lot of actors, emerging actors who are waiting tables, and that's cool. That is not for me. I just know what I make a certain kind of money. I'm spoiled. I was like, this is going to be my waiting table. So I didn't even look at it as like a business. I looked at it as a hustle, something I could do to support my dreams. But then as it got bigger and grew, I was like, oh snap, this is really growing. This is a thing now. This is not just like a little, waiting tables. This is a real thing. And Kevin Hart said, and I love Kevin, and I thank him so much for this advice that he gave me. Kevin Hart said, first of all, when I decided to quit, Kevin Hart was the first person I called. I said, Kev, I'm going to quit. I really want to act full time. I'm trying to be on set with you. He said, he said, this exact words, if you can afford to do it financially, I will still support you. Go for it. Cool. He said, I will be your client. Cool. Kevin was one of my first clients. I would bring him shoes, new dope stuff. When Noir first came out, it had Kevin in it. The Louboutins, the Smurf Blue Louboutins had him in those before they even came out. And Kev said, love you. But he said, if you want to run a business, he said, I need to know the name of your business. What's the name of your business? Where's my receipt? Where's my invoice? When will I receive my packages? Where's the tracking numbers? Because
Right.
I was just bringing him stuff, jumping it off,
Where's the systems?
Where's the systems? I was like taking cash from him. You know what I mean? Like I didn't have a swiper so he can swipe his card. He had to pay me in cash. He said, "Earn. Where's the business? Where's the system?" So that very next day, this is why you have to be a savage. I didn't wait around. When someone like Kevin Hart tells you something and gives you advice, that's gold. The very next day, I went on Google. I didn't know nothing about an LLC or a business. I Googled how to get an LLC. First thing that came up was LegalZoom. Paid my little $600. Of course, they gave me up and upsold me on all type of other stuff
that you ain't need, but it's okay.
that I didn't need, but it's fine. I didn't know any better, but hey, I was a business owner. Got my LLC the next day. Selfish Swank LLC. I'm officially a business owner. I'm feeling real proud. I'm feeling real good. Kevin gave me a jewel, and I had a business. And then I remembered all the things that he said. Where's my tracking number? Where's this? Where's that? So everything that he said, I soaked it up like a sponge. I said, okay, cool. Next time I send them a package, I'm going to send them their tracking number. I'm going to send them an invoice of what all they got. So now there's systems in place. Now this looks like a real business.
Right. And so you guys have heard me say it all week on this Garage Talk, Garage Mastermind series, is that the difference between a hustle and a business, a hustle is informal business. A business is formalized hustle.
Yeah.
That's the only difference. So you could have a thing that's making you money and is working well, but if you don't have a system, if it's not formal, if it's not legitimate, you can't then, one, put it on autopilot. Two, you can't scale up with clients and it won't be as impressive to clients. And then three, you can't pass it down. See, the goal of business is not, and as you see, I had this talk with my daughter about businesses. I brought her to my office today. We talked about my office and how it works and how it runs. And I'm grooming my daughter at 9 years old, London J, so that one day she wants to be an actress or a dancer, or she wants to be a chef as well. She wants to be everything, but it's okay. Whatever she wants to do, I told her she can be a chef, but she needs to own the culinary business and have other chefs working for her or with her. But I also told her if she doesn't pursue any of these careers, she has to be groomed and ready to run my business one day. And so when you formalize your hustle, it's very hard to pass your hustle down to your kids. But if you formalize your hustle into a business, you then have an asset that you've legitimized and now can be a family asset and help build your family net worth. Like that's the goal of this kind of series. So invoices, tracking numbers, systems, right? And all these things help letterhead for your business.
A business name.
Oh, business name, correct. All these things help formalize your business. So cool. Now you got a full business owner mode, out of hustle mode, still acting, still doing auditions, still doing poetry, still speaking, still grinding. And now we got author coming on the checklist. This is all one woman, right? And July 21st of 2018, we'll have wife on the checklist, another business.
Another business.
You got to work hard.
Another job.
Overtime. No benefits. So again, I hope you take inspiration from this. So let's talk about, all right. So if I'm seeing this from the outside in, I'm like, damn, how the hell you do it all? So what keeps you so focused and so active and so savage doing so many things?
You know what? For me personally, I know everyone's different. Everyone's answer to this question is different. It's just in me. You either want it or you don't. And those who want it, get up to go get it. And I'm just a go-getter. I'm not going to say I want to be an actor and not actively try to do that. I'm not going to say I want to be a poet and not actively try to go do that. Some people talk and some people walk. I'm just a walker. I said I wanted to be an actor. I knew I wanted to be an actor from 10 years old. I knew I wanted to act. I don't take no for an answer. There's no such thing as no. No is not in my vocabulary. No, not now. No, not never. Like, it's just not there. So what keeps me going is the possibility of possibility. Every day I get a phone call or I see on Instagram, one of my friends booked this major role. One of my friends who was just working at a restaurant last week just booked the series regular here. Now just signed a $1.2 million contract. Every day I see it around me, so I know it's possible. And that's what keeps me going. The possibility. In this big, huge sea, this big ocean of no's, I know there's one yes. It's inevitable. When you keep working, it's inevitable. So I'm just not stopping.
All right, so I want to add to your board. We know next year we're going to add mentor and coach. You're going to start your mentorship program. I think there's a lot of people watching right now. Like, I need somebody like EJ to coach me, to be a life coach, to keep me pumped up, keep me motivated. I think you offer a lot of value to a lot of young women and men in this category. We know we got the foundation popping off next year. So you'll be
Morrison Family.
Morrison Family Foundation. We're gonna be popping off, and I'm sure we got the merchandise popping off next year. We're gonna get the fashion game going as well.
Yep.
So again, as you build your brand, you build momentum, you build influence. As an entrepreneur, if you don't create it, and you don't make it, and you don't sell it, you don't get paid.
Create, don't wait.
Simple as that. Oh yeah, the production. You got the production company as well. We can talk about that. So let's talk about that.
I do. Actually, my two girlfriends, Shayla Love and Chazatier Martin, were my two producing partners. We formed a production company called Gila House. Gila in honor of Henrietta Lacks. If y'all can't put two and two together, I need you to Google Henrietta Lacks today. Gila Sells, Gila House. That's the name of my production company. Where my two girlfriends, literally, and Tia Hendricks of Sonali Rain, her company. We literally single-handedly, all four came together and produced all of my viral poems. Like, no help, no big help from anybody. The four of us got together. You got a camera, you know how to produce, you know how to direct, you know how to act, you know how to edit. Cool, we got a company, let's do these poems. They all went viral, 10 million views, 5 million views, 2 million views, every single last one of them. So I was like, create, don't wait. That's our motto. We create our own stuff. We don't wait for anybody to hand us anything. We don't wait for people to greenlight us. We greenlight ourselves. So I created and produced and directed all my poems with my girlfriends, Tia, Shayla, and Chazatier Martin.
Nice. So you got the production company, Selfish Swank, the concierge company. You have Ernestine Johnson, the brands.
Yep.
We have the book coming out.
Yep,
we have, what are you going to name your pick your biopic that you're producing?
My biopic that I'm producing, it is a short biopic. It is called Never Spoke a Word, and it is very, very, very dear and intimate and unveiling. So be on the lookout for that in January as well.
Okay, so you got major projects coming up. So I think we had a really thorough interview. I think everyone should have gotten value out of this, major value. I'm sure EJ will be back with me in the garage.
Oh, can I say one thing before I get out of here?
No, you're not out of here yet.
Oh, okay.
I'm warming up to the wrap up. I'm not out of here yet. So you go ahead and say one more thing.
Okay, I do want to say this though, because I get these comments and these family conversations and friends conversations where entrepreneurship isn't for everyone. And everyone doesn't want to be a business owner and everyone doesn't want all of that. And you know what? That's perfectly fine. I'm not here, and I know Jay's not here to shove it down your throat or force you to do anything that you don't want to do. But what I stand on is happiness. And if that happiness looks like clocking in at a job, then that's for you. I promote happiness. I want people to be happy. If you're not happy and you don't want to be a business owner, you don't want the responsibility of being a business owner, and you are fine with someone else having the responsibility of being it, that's fine. Do you. I'm not here to make you or persuade you to do anything. I know what being a business owner feels like and how happy it makes me that I can wake up whenever I want. What time did I wake up today?
Late, babe.
I felt great too. You know why? Because I didn't have to get up.
11:30, 12 p.m.
And it felt wonderful. You know why? Because I don't have to get up and clock in for anybody but Jesus. Thank you, God. But for those of you who don't want to do that, and you guys have all these things to say about being a business owner, being an entrepreneur, that is perfectly fine as long as you are happy. Find your happy and live that. I live in mine. I wake up when I want to wake up. I eat breakfast when I want to eat breakfast. Babe, you ready to wake up yet to eat breakfast? Not yet? All right, we'll wait. We're good.
And I believe I do agree with the happiness. And I believe for those of you who don't have the entrepreneur spirit, the entrepreneur bug, because this ain't easy. Like, we're not here to gas you up like this is easy. This is mad hard work.
It's hard.
This is out working the work. Listen, it's Friday night. Like, New Year's is about to be here in a day or two. My daughter's here in town. We just came off of Kwanzaa, and some of y'all celebrate Christmas. We did like a little, not really, but my point is that there's a lot of other things we can be doing right now than teaching a lesson in the garage. But us educating, us motivating, us inspiring, us doing this content is all part of our business. It's all part of what we do. So there's a level of dedication no matter what your business is that you got to bring to the table. Some of y'all rather just chill out on a Friday night. Honestly, I just cook dinner. I would have rather just ate dinner, laid up, Netflixed, and chilled. Like, I would rather just Eugene, my videographer, who owns his own company, who we're partners in this video production. I'm sure he'd rather be chilling with his family on a Friday night. But this is the extra effort you got to put in if you want to be what you say you want to be. Action beats ambition. Yeah. You can't say I want to be an actor, but nothing about you is actor. No. I want to be a poet, but nothing about you Says poet, I want to be a business owner, a real estate developer, but there's no extra oomph for hard work. So I believe in ownership. If you don't want to be the entrepreneur because you ain't built like that, I understand. Everyone's not built like that. Then you should be the homeowner at least. Like, 'cause to me, it's about family legacy. And if you don't create any kind of assets or passive income or wealth for your family, then who the hell gonna do it? So your daughters or sons, your babies gotta suffer because of your inability or your lack of discipline to go own something. Even if that's a business, a franchise, or a house or apartment building, or whatever it looks like. So in the spirit of ownership, I want to tell you guys as we close, again, New Year's Eve is coming up, 2018, 12/31/17. We're doing something special. Oh yeah, we got the Tulsa Real Estate Fund launching in 2018, going live. That's another story. Right now with the J. Morrison Academy, I want to do something special. For anyone who's watching or watches this replay, who's interested in having Ernestine Johnson be your coach, this is what I want you to do. I'm going to send you guys to my Vice President of Business or Vice President of Sales and Client Relations, Brandon J. Wigley. Email Brandon at jmorrisonacademy.com. Right? Email Brandon at jmorrisonacademy.com if you're interested in Ernestine in 2018 being your coach or mentor, right? And this is going to be a fee for this service. So I'm talking about a philanthropy mentor. I'm talking about you want her to spend her time away from all of her businesses and careers, take her time away from what she's doing to pour into you. If you're willing to compensate her for her time, for her to be your coach in 2018, I want you to email Brandon and say, count me in. What's the cost, boss? I don't even know what it is yet. We ain't even created it yet. But I want to see if there's interest there. Let's test the waters. If you think EJ could be someone good in your corner to dedicate a half hour or an hour out of her week to support you on your life's journey, then email Brandon. Boom. Simple as that. Secondly, for anybody that's looking at getting out of your job, starting a business, becoming an author, becoming a poet, actor, or whatever your dream is, being a real estate investor, developer, truck company owner, vape pen owner, who else we got? Production company owner, anything you want to do until New Year's Eve night, midnight, right? We do funding. You guys already know that. We have our credit to cash easy funding. This funding is unsecured business funding for entrepreneurs on new businesses or existing businesses. I mean, an LLC you just started 2 days ago or a company you own for 20 years. We do unsecured business funding with no documentation needed, meaning no income statements, no P&Ls, no financial statements, no bank statements, no employment to back you up, no collateral. We don't need any of those things. All we need you to do is have a 680 credit score. If you got a 640 credit score, we can work with you and get you boosted to a 680, right? And we have our own credit repair. If you're at a 550 or 520 or whatever, we have credit repair services to get you to your 680, right? So if you got this score, we can help you get a business profile and get you up to $50,000 of funding on your first round and $250,000 of funding in 1 year. And I know it sounds too good to be true. That's just because you don't know enough about enough, right? You don't got a money problem or a credit problem, you got a strategy problem. You don't understand this strategy has been working for our students. We got over 500 students in place for $125 million of funding. Just this last year, 2017, $125 million of funding we got our students in position for last year. So you guys can get access to our funding. We're giving 50% off our application fee up until midnight on the 31st. 50% off of our easy funding, right? It's a $1,000 application fee. We're slashing that in half to $500 to apply for our easy funding. You can go to www.jmaeasyfunding.com. Simple as that. You also can call our 800 number, 1-844, join JMA. Our team will be in the office tomorrow. And this is for you guys to have opportunity to fund these kind of dreams. As you come out of your job or you figure out, you start your new business, you're going to need some kind of capital, right? So boom, easy funding, done. Secondly, we're also giving 50% off for our one-on-one coaching with me and my associate coach, Tosin, for those who want to be beginners in real estate investing and real estate wholesaling. All right? You can call this number or visit our regular website here, jmorrisonacademy.com. If you want to get 50% off our one-on-one coaching that also ends midnight on the 31st, New Year's Eve. And not only are we going to give you the 3-month coaching, we're going to add 3 more months to it, give you 6 months of coaching for half the price for real estate wholesalers, house flippers, landlords, and beginning developers, right? So you get a one-on-one coaching, which includes our 6-month real estate mentorship program and residential real estate course. So these are just offers that we're giving you to end the new year, coming in 2018 with a new year, new JMA, and a new year, new bankroll. So you guys can email about EJ@Brandon. Look into our Easy Funding program. It explains it very well on the site, all your questions, or call our team tomorrow to meet this deadline. I want to thank you, Mrs. Ernestine, soon to be Morrison, for joining me in the garage today.
Thank you.
You were great. Your story was inspiring. Every time I hear it, I'm proud to be your man.
Thank you, babe.
Okay, don't cry now, because you got that look.
You got the look.
All right, guys, so this is the Garage Talk, Garage Mastermind. We bring the office to the crib in the garage, just trying to inspire, motivate, and educate you on things that have worked for us in our careers, in our everyday life.
Yep,
so we look forward to you guys seeing you tomorrow on another episode of the Garage Talk. Mind you, I don't really want to be doing this right now, but I committed to it. I started in 2017 out working to work, so I'm going to leave out 2017 out working to work with my woman and team intact. And so we'll see you tomorrow for another episode of Garage Talk, Easy Funding Countdown to New Year's Eve, J and May.